Okay, welcome everybody to the Rubicon. This is a video from a couple of years ago, right here in Area Down. Basically, I'm trying to do like a commentary voiceover for the video that was already filmed and took the footage that I had and tried to put them together. It's a little choppy for what it is because it kind of randomly goes from obstacle to obstacle, as you can see here. But yeah, this is my first wheeling trip. I wasn't wheeling on this one. I was passenger with my dad's Jeep. You'll see his Jeep here in a minute. When we went in, we were going to Wentworth Springs. This was at night on our way in. I still only last night. I think I skipped to the next day here in just a minute. You can kind of see part of the entrance to the trail through that direction, going through Wentworth Springs. Here's a quick video. As next morning, I think, as we were getting ready at the end there. And now, just outside of Wentworth was this area before like the first obstacle. The video I got from just before that I posted. You can see other videos and pictures on the Instagram, but I'll try and commentate over it and at least get the video out there. I have a couple videos I'm going to pump out here. And it's like a part 1, part 2. Part 2 is going to be when I did it, which was next year after this. There's my dad actually. I was just there. I'm going to go, not driving but standing there. Here's my uncle standing there. That's my dad's Jeep. Driving up one of the obstacles here. This Jeep does really well. I'll have to do a overview of that eventually. Does a really good drive through here. It's not really a complicated obstacle through here. This is my first trail, so I kind of filmed parts that really weren't too big of a thing, but they were kind of cool. Still cool to watch. Still a good part of the Rubicon. You can see it's still slipping pretty good there, even with those sticky granite rocks. That mud and powdery dirt on there gets slick pretty quick. I don't think it rained the night before, if I remember right. So yeah, it definitely didn't rain the night before. But there's some wet spots you can see, so maybe the day before we got up there or something, there's a little bit. I don't know. On this part, I'm not really sure why we were worried or anything trying to spot this. You can hear in the background talking, but it must have looked worse in person because I was talking about this earlier in the clip before I cut it. And I was a little worried about something, so I guess it was sliding or it's at a weird angle. It's kind of hard to tell in the mountains what looked level. That part doesn't really look that rough, so I'm not really sure we were worried. Alright, so here's a little sluice. That's my dad's Jeep going through. I think this cuts too at some point here, but I think we get most of it if I remember right coming through here. And that's my uncle's new JK. This is like a maiden run for him on the trail. So it's been changed a little bit since then. Right now, there's a whole nother story to why it probably won't be in the next wheeling video, live one. The rear diff blew up on the way driving out here. That's a whole nother story, which will be in a video that comes after this one. I'm gonna kind of put in the mix. I'll be a talking video. Anyways, he's through little sluice, doing a really good drive through here. I was told that it used to be a lot worse than it is in this current state. It used to be a lot more boulders and walking over top of everything, and now it's been kind of blown out and smaller rocks and not as bad as it used to be. You can see it still gets pretty rough though, and there was another guy before that got pretty torn up going through there, and I think he broke 2 axle shafts when we were just watching. That was on the day out. It was pretty bad, and they had to drag him back off the backside, and their plan was to go all the way to Lake Tahoe, so they still went forward, but they had some problems. He was just going through with nothing pretty much. Of course my fingers in the way here, but I know I don't even pay attention to filming. That's why this whole thing isn't even in the right ratio for the video. That was a few years ago. It was 3 or 4 years ago. 4? Nah. Yeah, it could have been 4 years ago now. I don't remember. I'm not sure. It's one of our brake stops, I guess. Did a quick little panoramic with my dad's Jeep. My uncle had it. And quick, a ton of good views of the trail, which you'll see at the end too. Met some other people on the trail. It's pretty busy out there. Through some sections, such as this one, we're trying to get 2 groups around each other. Another group pushing us from behind. Not really pushing us, but waiting behind in line. Here's one with good views. See all the mountains in the background. It's like a picture-perfect place. So you can go this trail. You definitely need to go do it. Definitely a place I will get my Jeep back to and do this thing. Do the Rubicon again, and I'll probably do Barrett Lick again when I'm down there or over there. Hope to get back there one day. We'll see. Definitely a goal of mine. Kind of watch this one out right here. Definitely see there is some water, so I did not rain the night before, but there's definitely rain sometime not much before then. Rain's kind of rare in California, but And the mountain's not really sure. I know it snows up there and different things. It wasn't snowing at all, obviously. This time this is during the summer. Definitely has some water going through there a little bit. He yelled at me in the back for something. Here's my uncle's Jeep. I'm not sure what happened with some of the video, how come it's so choppy, so I'm sorry about that. I don't know what settings the phone was on at that point I was trying to film on. But definitely does pretty good. That JK wheel's really nice through there. It could go up a little higher, I think, probably, but from what I felt and how they describe it, that Jeep feels like a Cadillac on the trail. It's on 37s. There's my dad going up here. I think this is a pretty nice little drive. There's a wheel lift right there. And this is my first time ever feeling that. I was kind of saying that's why. He was asking why I didn't want to ride in it, but I really wanted to film it. When his rear tire went in that hole and lifted up, I'd never felt that before until I was in his Jeep. Obviously, this was years ago when I first started wheeling. I mean, I was barely going to the park and driving. Here's the other view from that. You can really see it. Eventually I did get up it, but that hole was a tough little spot in there for that short wheelbase and everything. It was for everyone, but for that short wheelbase, his Jeep likes to lift that wheel a lot. It's like a normal thing for his Jeep to just lift the wheel out of nowhere. So this one definitely exaggerates it a lot. It's still pretty stable, but just starts torquing it up. This is at Buck Island, by the way, too. It's like just getting over to it. You can see the dam in the back over there.
Doesn't look good.
Not sure why there was a cut there. Look like, if I remember right, we had to reposition, get him higher up on the side, and in the end that didn't work either. It slid right back into that hole. Yeah, right here is when we tried to get him up higher, but his back tire was already on direction for that little hole down there. I think eventually it got in the right position to crawl up it, but I guess that clip got missed. I'm not really sure where it went. It's lost the mist of time, but it did get up it. Walked right up it as soon as we got the right line on it. Good view of his Jeep. There's that squeak in the back. I don't know what the audio levels are going to be at when I put all the audio and stuff together. He has music in the background, but it's like, I can't remember what was squeaking. It had something like his exhaust was touching somewhere weird. That's all fixed now, but the whole time on the trail was making that sound through everything. If I remember right, something weird. See the metal cloak's long arm kid under there. He's going down. I think this was the second day already that we're on right now. We're coming back from Buck Island, and we went out the slabs, if I remember right. In fact, I do know we went outside, so I haven't been the other direction, so yeah. There's definitely a lot I'm missing. Not missing footage, but footage I should have taken that I missed, but this is what I got to work with, and that's where we're starting. See, that Jeep is piled in the back for 3 people. There's a ton of gear in the back. That one door holding it all in. And Matt would normally be on the other side holding it in. Not sure where he is in that video, but yeah. Like I said, this is a maiden, so his tire's rubbing there. Trying to figure out what the limitations are. Or at that point, we were trying to figure out what they were. It rubbed a few times there. That was the first time I got to rub. Definitely feels pretty good. This is a cool section. I'm glad I got footage of. It's kind of like a little, not full V-Rock, but it's that wheelbase where you're kind of walking the edges. Definitely a good drive by my dad right there. It's kind of cool to watch it flex out. It's a little bit, but nothing too bad. Granite rocks, you haven't been the Rubicon or in that area on granite rocks. They are grippy rocks. A lot of tire, like sandpaper, not as much as Moab, but they are pretty slick. But that powdery dirt that gets on there too, it's like really fine powder to make it slick at the same time. There's a 3-wheel walk right here. An amazing view in the background. The entire trail is full of those views when you go on it. Never out of sight of those mountains in the back. I feel like this was part of the same footage. I don't remember right now, I guess it isn't. There we go, just coming back on our way back. It's a pretty steep rock right here, or slab I guess. Definitely not an easy one to get up. The right line you can walk right up it, but it's kind of hard to find that right line. I'm kind of trying to spot him up it. We got to pile a few rocks in the back if I remember right. See if we can get up this thing. This is Aaron right here. This is his Jeep. Kind of helped inspire my Jeep. In fact, there's some parts on my Jeep that came from his Jeep from before, such as the roof rack and I think my front diff cover, his air intake, stuff like that. There he goes, walked right up it. It's kind of a steep turn right at the top. Once you get up there, you're up there. Here's my dad trying it. A little bit shorter wheelbase here. His Jeep looks different now too, so I'll have to go over that Jeep. Different dash and grill and stuff to put on there. He's getting up there. There's one spot on the trail that's, I guess it won't be in this thing, but in my part 2 video, there's a spot that I could never find anywhere else on YouTube. That it kind of looks like Soup Bowl, but it wasn't Soup Bowl. It's another area coming back from Buck Island towards the slabs. I wasn't on the slabs, it was before you got anywhere to that. It was more towards Buck Island side. There's a section that I can't remember and I wish I had footage of, but I didn't get any footage of it. There's a really gnarly little section. And I'm hoping eventually when I go back to the Rubicon, I will find that spot and I'll be able to film it. And this spot, this doesn't remind me of it, just kind of something I'm looking for footage of. You can really see how well his Jeep climbs. That's over 20 years of building it to that state. I had photo, I guess I do have photos somewhere, but he started wheeling the Rubicon before I was born on that stock Jeep, same Jeep, and it's been modified ever since then. Went through a lot of process. Here's a perfect example of how that sand, or not sand, but the powdery dirt on there can just become super slick all of a sudden. That powder is over everything. It's like on bearings pretty much, slick. You see it wants it. Definitely wants to get up that rock, but needs a little bit of bump to it. Oh, come on, you can got it. You can get it. And there he goes. A little bit of momentum never hurt. Now this was, I'm not even sure this video's in there, but it's in there now. I already watched this once from before. I guess there's a video that got added on at the end, so that's just a cool wheel lift at the end. Just gonna add in there. Definitely a cool photo at that spot. So now we're getting into like the photo area. I guess going through pretty quick. There's a photo of my dad's Jeep on there. Definitely some good views. There's Matt. There's me and around the campfire. So have a little bit of footage. There's me and my dad sitting there. That's when we camped out at Buck Island. This one you can see the can. That's level on top. Looks pretty cool. Aaron Sheet, there's the dam, there's the mountains. Tons of good views in there. So yeah,